Good evening, my friends and everyone. Today we are going to talk with one of the special person from the geospatial leadership background, that is Mr. Sreeramam, the CEO of NeoGeo Technologies Limited. And we are very much happy to see that he is one of the pioneer in case of the implementation of the National Geospatial Policy enacted by the Government of India in 2022, and also at the ground level work, particularly in case of the application of geospatial technology at the national level. So very much thank you, sir, for joining us, for giving us your valuable time for this our podcast, SAIARD Podcast as well. So if you
Good evening.
we'll start our
Good evening, Mr. Biswajit, and I am very thankful that you have invited me for this podcast and you are hosting me. I definitely look forward to share my views on some of the topics that we can discuss to enhance the implementation of NGT as well as geospatial technologies in general.
Right, sir. So, sir, first of all, as you know that today's our topic is the geospatial leadership for the geospatial nation. So, before we start or coming into the point, I would like to know about your journey as well as the journey of your NeoGeo.
Sure. Thank you very much. It has been a long journey. It has been an arduous journey, but definitely a fruitful journey, I would like to say. Geospatial as a technology, we have seen when I've started about 15 years back, when we have started this company from an absolutely ground level, and we have built this company, ground up, doing projects, doing service business, and slowly growing it to the solutions, platforms, and addressing complex solutions. Today, in the last few years, geospatial has grown from a simple map preparation works, displaying the maps and doing some very, very minor analysis, to today it has actually grown to mission critical tool, which is being implemented in very, very complex areas of work. Today, geospatial has started combining the power of multitude of technologies to deliver the right solutions. So that way, when we have started working over a period of the last 15 years, the company has grown from strength to strength. I have seen that we have grown from a pure play services company, which is basically into providing, data creation services, map creation services, some part of image analysis services. Today, over a period of 15 years, we have grown to a 350 people team, and we have a very robust set of leadership. We have grown in revenues. We have been growing almost about 30% plus CAGR in the last few years. We see that there is a lot of progress. From services business, we have grown to a company which is delivering solutions, complete solutions. We are delivering, integrating multiple technologies like GNSS, Earth observation technologies, and GIS. Also bringing in the latest technological tools like AI, ML, and IoT sensors, cloud computing, edge computing. So the technology today, the geospatial technology today has grown, and it is bringing many of these things together to develop complete solutions. One more framework I would like to add here is that we work in the framework of map, model, manage. Basically, we believe that the customer today is looking for solutions which are complete in their nature, not a piecemeal kind of a thing. The customer is not looking to talk to 10 different vendors. So we have been having this approach of completely handling the project from map, model, manage framework. In the map part, we collect the data, we actually acquire the data from the field. We are using multiple technologies. It could be drone-based acquisition, GPR, LiDAR-based acquisition, ground-based data acquisition, or satellite-based data acquisition. And then coming into model, we are modeling this data to extract the right knowledge and the information, intelligence from this data. We have many analytical tools. We are using DL, ML kind of tools to extract the right information, apply the domain intelligence. So we are bringing the intelligence out of this data. And the third level, what we call as manage, is basically where we are making this intelligence actionable on the ground. So what we need to do, if you look at any geospatial project, any geospatial application, this data that we are creating has to be applied on the ground. You are solving real life problems using this kind of a data. So we build applications. We have built many applications. We have some platforms that we have built over a period of time. We continuously deliver the end solution to the customer. So NeoGeo has been a pioneer in that sense to offer a complete end-to-end solution, starting from data capture, data modeling, analytics, and finally the applications. So that way we have, our journey has been very fruitful. We have developed a lot of core competency and we are addressing multiple areas of work. Also, one another thing that we would like to touch upon is the core competency that we have developed. We have, over a period of time, we have developed domain expertise and understanding of the subject in natural resources, urban and urban applications and utilities, and the cross-country infrastructure. These three areas of work are some of the areas where we have done a lot of work, many projects that we have delivered, successfully delivered more than 100 projects in the last years. So these are the areas where we have also developed a lot of expertise. So yeah, I would like to say that it was a fantastic journey.
So that's really wonderful, sir. And whatever the model you have chosen, that is the map model and manage framework, I think it will be a very good model in case of the implementation and solution based platform, which can support our stakeholders we are actually using, because whatever we are also applying GIS, because we are also doing GIS work, and today the world is now become geospatial also, from and GIS for the service, GIS for the nation, and GIS for the mankind, as our RSI GST is focusing on vision also. I think the same alignment NeoGeo is also applying that concept into that. So, sir, in that case, the Neo, I think it's very much impressive that I heard the journey about the NeoGeo. So, briefly, if I say that, what is the vision of NeoGeo for the near future? How do you want to see your country and your company, in which level where they could significantly contribute, and which is the lack area where NeoGeo is focused, as a focus to contribute it in case of the solving any solution, either it may be real-time problems. So, if you say precisely.
Yes, thank you very much. Just to take a step back and analyze where we are as a country and how companies like NeoGeo can contribute, and especially the areas where NeoGeo is focusing to, solve many problems. If you look at something like a national geospatial policy, which has been unleashed in 2022, which has been a landmark for the geospatial industry, it has given many foundational layers that we need to create for the country, right? For a country, for the progress to happen in terms of infrastructure building, sustainable development, and environmental protection, and also taking care of the people in terms of disasters, we need to have this foundation the foundational data very, very readily available for applications. So the government, we should appreciate that they have taken the steps to come up with this policy and also define all the foundational layers that will be prepared for the entire country. So I feel this data is very, very important, and not only the data be created by national mapping organizations, and also it be made available to people for developing further applications. Today, there are many startups which are coming up to solve problems. They are actually addressing specific issues that are there to enhance the people's living. For doing this and for creating those applications, this data is very important. The foundational data is very important. So what I feel is that these applications that we need to develop will touch the lives of people and enhance the people's lives. NeoGeo per se, as I already said, we are working on some of these solutions. We have some platforms that we have developed. One of them is basically for the utilities. It's called InfraSync, where we are working with large companies which are implementing infrastructure projects, utility projects. We have created the platform which can give them the opportunity to do the entire planning of their network. They can work with the network, they can provide the utilities to the consumers, and they can maintain that network on the same platform. So seamlessly, we have combined, starting from the planning of the network, laying of the network, laying of the asset, and finally the asset management. The complete thing has been put in the platform, and we have created the platform. Similarly, we have a platform called GeoBalance, which is specifically for protecting the forest, environment, and solving problems like carbon trading and zero emission, where we are able to bring the technology of geospatial to actually help an impending or very, very big problem that we are all facing. So this is the kind of work that we are doing to address some of the major challenges that are being faced by the people. One another thing that I would like to talk about, in India, we are seeing a lot of urbanization, right? The people, more than about 45 to 50% of people are living in urban areas, which is putting a lot of stress on urban clusters. These urban clusters, the governments are working and trying to bring out smart cities, and they are trying to give them facilities. For making the urban living better, Geospatial is one of the best tools that can give a lot of facilities. The planning, starting from creation of a master plan for a city, where we are looking at how the adjacent areas can be brought into the city to develop the city further, and can come up with transportation plan and master plan. All these things today we have been doing with the geospatial technologies, and we have practically seen that the cities are getting enormous benefit, not just by the master plans, but also by some of the projects where we are creating digital twins and developing applications for property tax and some of the other taxes. Just to put an example, we have done projects in property tax in some of the cities like Lucknow, Ghaziabad, Nasik, and many others, where we have seen more than 250%, 300% jump in the property tax, where the cities are able to generate this kind of a money on a yearly basis, and they're able to use it for development of the city. So directly, indirectly, geospatial is doing a lot of betterment for the people's lives. NeoGeo has been working on solutions, like I said, whether it is GeoBalance, whether it is OptiFleet, or for InfraSync. We have multiple platforms, and today we are specifically looking to solve and develop some solutions with IoT and blockchain integrated into geospatial. We have teams which are working on this, and we will soon be launching more platforms, which will be also very, very useful for the country in general. So I see there is a huge amount of opportunity, huge amount of challenge in front of geospatial companies, which can address this challenge and make lives better for the people.
Yes, absolutely, and really interesting. You have taken several groundbreaking initiative. Maybe the point which is very hard touching with me, that is the GeoBalance, addressing the nature-based solution through the geospatial technology type. So, sir, you have mentioned about the concept of the National Geospatial Policy, which is also a groundbreaking initiative of the Government of India. So, NeoGeo's initiative also aligned with the same perspective along with the objective. So, if you could say that, what should be is there any gap area you find in the new National Geospatial Policy where our country should much more focus? or NeoGeo has any observations on the national geospatial policy, which is not included in that part?
See, I wouldn't call it as a gap areas, but the implementation is the key. What I have seen or what I have gone through the policy, and even before, the policy has been out in the open as an industry leader, as well as I have been part of AGA for a long time, Association of Geospatial Industry, and I have been the Secretary General for 6 years, and currently I'm holding the position of Senior Vice President. We have done a lot of work towards formulation of this policy, as well as we have given a lot of input on this policy to the government. One of the initiatives that we have really focused is also for the capacity building and skill development. Capacity building in terms of generating the capacity in the government agencies so that they are well equipped to implement such projects. And on the skill side, we as an industry require huge amount of manpower, talented manpower, skilled manpower for execution of these projects. So AGI has put in a lot of effort to create a skill council even before the policy came. And the skill council was mentioned and it has been approved in this policy. I am looking for the implementation of a skill council very soon, because I think that is one of the fundamental issues that the industry is facing, and the skill set that is developed is going to do a lot of contribution, and the positive virtuous cycle will start in the industry to develop and grow this industry. The other thing what I say is that the policy was was focusing on creation of an environment, an environment for growth, the environment for the geospatial companies to prosper, to build more applications. It has actually mandated the creation of GDPDC, which is the body which is going to take care of the complete geospatial data and promotion. It has asked for creation of multiple, foundational layers, and it has assigned these layers creation to various government, national mapping agencies. There is a surveyor, training and certification that has been thought of. So I feel that the policy is a wholesome policy, which has given enough opportunities and it has created that environment. And it has even specified the skill council. So I feel the policy is a very, very good policy, which has been thought out very well, which has come out with all the aspects of geospatial knowledge infrastructure. If you look at the model, UN model of geospatial knowledge infrastructure, all these building blocks, the foundation data, the infrastructure, all these things have been well addressed in the policy. What I say is the implementation is very important, and my advice or my thinking about this whole implementation is that today we have seen that Indian industry and the governments are trying to implement a very, very high quality work. For that, a right kind of a compensation should be there. Today, I see that many of these RFPs, when the government floats, the prices quoted are very, very low. And I think the industry has to work in such a way that they have to realize the value of their services and the products, and the right value should be got for this. That is when the industry also can invest more in their people, in R&D, and they can actually build products which will make these companies much more valuable. Today, if you are looking at investment sector, the investment coming into geospatial is fraction when compared to even nascent industries like drone industry or a space industry. But geospatial is the ultimate field which employs all this data that is coming from the sources and implement the applications. So the companies should also think and contribute towards growth of this industry, and there is a huge opportunity that I feel, and that needs to be addressed in a very, very qualitative manner.
I really agree with you, sir, because as you know, that I am 17, since 17 years, I'm in the academic background as a professor, I'm working here. But still, we have developed an RSA GST research capacity building platform. And we understand very deeply that there is a huge gap, particularly in case of the skill development part as well as the requirement of the industry which they require. And whatever you have mentioned, the government has defined very precise, very fine-tuned projects right now. But the performing level at the skill development level, the person, what is the requirement in case of the industry is very much low. Because academic institutions are focusing in different level, industries focus in somehow different level. Though we are talking about academic industry collaboration, but still the gap is there. So in that case, you are talking about the investment part as well, geospatial investment. So in that case, I just wanted to know whether NeoGeo have any thought, except AGI. AGI is also an association where you are also leading the vice president role there. Along with AGI or excluding AGI, whether NeoGeo have any thinking in case of the building the capacity building or fill up the gap of the skill development in geospatial sector, as well as already you are doing some investment in the R&D sector. Whatever I understood. But still, is there any further thinking that, yes, this area should be a part of the CSR or our industry policy in both ways, R&D and skill development?
Correct. See, both these things that we talk about, skill development as well as R&D, are two very, very important wheels for any organizations to go forward. As far as skill development for the people who are inside the organization, so we keep conducting a lot of trainings and we build the skill sets, and also there is a continuum of development that we work with inside the organization. But when you look at creation of this kind of a skill all across the country, what I think is that is a huge opportunity for a commercial, commercial organization to take it up and do it. As of now, we are really not looking at this, but as a part of AGI, as a group that we had worked very, very closely and tried to come up with the skill council, what I feel is that this initiation has to be done as a collaborative project from the industry association with the government, and a role of government is very, very crucial in establishing such skill development prerogative for the entire country, because you have such a large country where you need to establish centers all across the country, and you have to do the skilling, not skilling at a senior level, that is at a degree and a master degree level, but the skilling is required at a +2 level where these people will become employable. Today, we have done a lot of study, and we have realized that even when we are implementing projects like land record modernization program for the entire country, not only Naksha, DIL, RMP or Naksha, we are also looking at projects where we are looking to create high-scale digital elevation models for the entire country. The kind of manpower that is required is running into hundreds of thousands. So at one level, we have done a study, and our estimate is showing somewhere around 5 to 6 lakh people could be employed in geospatial sector for the foundation layers and some of the major initiatives or the major projects that are taken by the government. So this kind of a skill development will be all across the country, and we have to take many of the training institutes as a part of this initiation, and then we have to provide them with the capabilities to further train. So it is going to be a large initiative, and we feel that the skill council is the answer for that. That is number one. Number two, as far as the R&D is concerned, we feel that R&D is very, very crucial. Otherwise, a company cannot build its core competency and keep reinventing itself. As a company, as I said, we are services company. We were a services company, purely undertaking some services, providing services. But today we are talking about platforms and products. This could happen only with the R&D effort that has gone into these, building these products and platforms. We understand, and the value is created using this kind of an R&D, which goes into creation of platforms and products. Combining multiple technologies, like I said, it could be IoT devices into your solutions. It could be, analytics, data analytics using MLDL. It could be edge computing or blockchain. So you need to do a lot of R&D. You need to work with hardware and software to build solutions. I think that is something which is still lacking in the geospatial industry, but the industry will need to definitely invest in R&D so that the level of solutions that we are offering to the customers will go up. And there is a huge international market that is awaiting, or it is looking for solutions of this nature. And if we are able to build solutions, we can build in India and serve the world. So that is something which we are looking at. We are doing a lot of R&D. One of the things that we are looking at in the next 1 to 2 years is an international expansion, and we are very confident. We have seen that the kind of solutions that we have, the kind of the geospatial work that we can offer to the world is something which the world is looking for. We are doing a few projects from abroad, and today we feel that we can actually serve international market and we can actually export geospatial services and solutions.
Very good, sir. And will you please highlight some of your best number of 1 to 3 best number of projects which you have already doing and already supported our nation? In case of that, whatever I know that you associate with the land record modernization work as well. NeoGeo is also involved there. So like that groundbreaking project, which actually support our country, NeoGeo support our country through that its services. And number one, how you look that these projects will help us in case of the further mapping to decision-making platform, particularly the stakeholders.
Sure. Thank you very much for asking that question. In fact, that's one subject which is very, very important, and that is about the CORS networks.
Yes, because it's also a demand for our audience. They would like to know which groundbreaking project NeoGeo was involved and even still now involved in which project.
Yes, I would like to definitely talk. The first thing that comes to my mind is about the CORS, that is continuously operated reference stations networks. We are very proud to be associated with the CORS project. In fact, India was lacking the CORS network till even 5 years back. We had no reference system. We had no readily available ground stations, base stations, with which you can actually do a survey with a normal rover. We were all only doing DGPS surveys, which is differential global positioning systems. When Survey of India has launched this CORS project, and we had implemented CORS for about 17 states in the country, and which is more than half of the area, we have implemented 522 CORS stations along with Trimble's equipment we have implemented. We have established the control center at Dehradun as well as Bhopal. We have built this CORS network. The CORS network, just for making it a little more clear, CORS stations are implemented on the ground, and these stations have the GNSS equipment, which is taking the readings continuously on every second basis from multitude of GNSS satellites, and it is giving the positional accuracy to the control center, and the control center is able to serve a correction signal to anybody who's doing survey. So for somebody who is doing a normal GPS survey, when he was getting a 20 meter to 30 meter accuracy, with this kind of a correction signal coming up, we are able to promise less than a meter kind of a accuracy, which is multifold of betterment in terms of the precision. So we are able to even give 20 centimeters, 30 centimeter kind of an accuracy across the country with a simple single GPS. This is a groundbreaking kind of a, initiation that has been taken, and we are very, very proud that we have implemented, and we are continuing to serve, we are continuing to maintain this network for the next 5 years. And it is also a very important thing that this CORS network acts as a reference frame for the entire country. That means everybody who does projects, everybody who collects data will collect the data with reference to these points. You know, what is the greatness about this is that previously when a survey was being done in a state, different organizations doing the survey, they would never match because there is no uniform reference system. Today, with the CORS, there is a uniform reference system for the entire country. So any survey that is being done, it is perfectly matching with each other. So this is called the positional infrastructure. The positional infrastructure, NeoGeo is involved and it has done for the country, and it is going to be, this positioning system will be used for the next 100 years. And we are very, very proud that we are associated with this project. Similarly, I would like to talk about one or two other projects as well. Land records, like you said, is one of the major initiation where all the land record data is being created. We have been associated with multiple states in implementing this land record system, whether it is from the satellite data, whether it is from drone flying, data capture, capturing the data at 3 centimeter, creation of the ORIs, and using the CORS, using the CORS network on the ground. We are using these rovers, RTK rovers, to do even the mutation work. So the entire solution, again here, starting from existing cadastral maps, converting them to digital format, bringing the satellite imagery, superimposing these cadastral maps on those satellite imagery, then drone-based surveys, the drone data being superimposed on top of this base map, finally doing a mutation using the RTK rovers. We have been part of this entire project in many states. So that is another project where we have been continuously working, and we have really done a lot of work. We are very proud that land record system, it is not just one project. That is the foundation layer that is required for any development project that you need to take in a state. So we are very happy and proud that we are able to contribute to the growth of the states, and we have received many awards from the state departments for the kind of work that we have done. So that's another great project that we have been associated and successfully delivered in many of the states. Some of the other things would be like the forestry and environmental based solution that we have developed. We have implemented already for 2 different states. Complete statewide application, mapping the forest, basically to make sure that the forests are not degraded and forest lands are not cut, and how the people who are living nearby the forest, where the forest is the source of income for the people who are living by, but also the forest needs to be sustained, developed. So this entire platform we have developed, and we have implemented this solution in a couple of states. We are very proud of such large projects where we have built a complete solution which is directly benefiting the people on the ground, benefiting the state governments, benefiting the central government. What is so beautiful about geospatial projects is that you see that you have done a lot of work, you have implemented it, you are able to see the results on the ground, and feel you are able to contribute to the growth of your country, your state. So that's really amazing, and we are very happy that as an organization, NeoGeo is growing and also able to contribute to the growth of people's living. As I also explained about the urban projects where we are able to make cities better. So continuously, these kind of works that we are doing will give us that, the feel and the kick, I would say, to actually execute these projects well, to do betterment for the people's lives.
Commendable, really commendable, and I hope and I definitely wish that journey will continue because our country is required more such type NeoGeo and NeoGeo's more initiative for the sake of our life. And because GIS is now already become our life and it is related with our lifestyle. So anyway, and I think you were talking about several initiatives, groundbreaking initiatives. Now the era is talking about the Web GIS platform, AI, machine learning integration. You have already mentioned that your NeoGeo is thinking and working on it, IoT, blockchain, and these. So how do you look at this domain area? That what are the opportunities could create, not only for the NeoGeo perspective, but whether the startup can also come and what should be their focus? Because few days back we heard that in the startup Mahakumbh, our honorable minister Piyush Goyal mentioned a very important, highlighted very important point that most of the cases our startup are focusing how to
food delivery apps and some of the other things. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that is the role of geospatial technology, where innovation can be included, service is included. So what are the separate some sectors where we should touch, and still now we are not focusing, or it should be touched and it should be come into the ground or into the dashboard. So,
yeah. So let me start with that same comment made by Sri Piyush Goyal. All of the food delivery applications use a lot of geospatial. So geospatial cannot be avoided, whether it is food
right.
applications or some very, very crucial defense applications. So, I mean, we are very happy that we are in geospatial, and it is something which you cannot do away with.
Right.
Having said that, see, there are some traditional use cases of geospatial, and there are some very new upcoming use cases of geospatial. And in traditional as well, we see that, okay, traditional use cases have been there for a long time and they continue to be there. But there is a lot of change that is happening in even traditional use cases. You will see that in use cases like natural resource management, land management, water, disaster, agriculture. If you just look at these opportunities, these are, though they are traditional use cases, today with the technology that is coming in and the kind of integration of multiple newer technologies and the tools that are coming up, there is a huge amount of business that has opened up where the companies like us, the companies which are starting up, they can create solutions. You are looking at agriculture as an area. Agriculture has been a user for a long time. But today, with the kind of satellite data that is available, there are many newer applications that have come up. Whether it is to estimate the crop yields, whether it is to estimate the quality of the crop, whether it is even to estimate using the hyperspectral imagery, the water and nearby the environment. So you have, from the traditional sectors itself, there has been a lot of further work that is happening using these latest technologies. All these startups which are coming into this geospatial sector, they have identified, or what I would suggest is that they should identify a problem. It is to basically solve a problem that today we are developing applications. There are many problem areas, there are many opportunities that are there where they should focus. And in fact, the skill that is required in developing an application for geospatial is not unidimensional. You have three-dimensional approach that is required. One, you need to know geospatial. The second, you need to understand the domain. What exactly is the problem that we want to solve? The domain understanding is required. And third, obviously, is the IT understanding that is required. There are many companies who have successfully started ventures, and they have started developing applications for solving many problems. And I think there are many opportunities in geospatial, as we said, starting from earth observation, drones, and other kind of a data capture to data analytics to finally developing applications. In each of these areas, I think there is a lot of opportunity for startups to address problems and bring out solutions. So we are working on a few of those areas, and we are very happy to work with some of the startups. We are working with a couple of startups to help them to understand and develop something and also bring the final product to the market. That's very important. They need a lot of support in that. So we are very keen. We are ready to work with any of the startups. In fact, I would love to listen if there is any startup which would like to get some kind of an association help from us, being a larger company. We would like to work with them to help them launch their products.
That's really wonderful. And in that case, I would like to inform that our SAIGST as a Geospatial Center of Excellence is working since more than 6 years. And we have already provided training for both online and offline mode, almost 10,000 people and all that. And several of our candidates are now also working in different industry, government sectors as well. So in that case, if you are, this is a sideline talk I am talking about, that if NeoGeo has a vision to build a geospatial skill-based nation, then obviously RSAGST will be very happy to work with you and with your vision.
Yes.
And last, my two questions are said regarding that opportunity creation, regarding to make our country as a geospatial nation. So it's not a job for NeoGeo only one way. So whether NeoGeo is also thinking for any such kind of partnership or collaborations to connect the nations, to connect a bigger population or bigger traffic with the NeoGeo's initiative, with the NeoGeo's vision. So what is your thinking in case of the further partnership or collaboration, where you could spread your vision, you could spread your activity and thinking across the nation, even especially the young guys who are thinking to become something in geospatial domain?
See, I think one thing is very clear in my mind. Partnerships, associations are the key for growth of any organization today. Because we have talked about so many technologies, so many solutions, it is not possible for one company to even address all of them. As NeoGeo, we have been partnered to 3 major companies using the technologies. We are a partner to SRI. We develop solutions on top of ArcGIS platform. From a mobile application to a desktop application to a web application, we have developed the core competencies to develop applications on SRI. We are also a partner to Maxar. We use Maxar satellite data. We all know that Maxar is one of the best satellite data provider in the world, providing the satellite data which is sub 1 meter, probably the pioneer, the first one to do that. And the kind of data that we are able to get, we ingest that kind of a data into our solutions. And we work very closely with Maxar. Similarly, work very closely with Trimble for the CORS. It has given us a huge exposure, as well as it has given us, the capabilities to integrate multiple technologies and build solutions. And it is that today we can collaborate, we can integrate our technology, our solutions with anybody else and address a large market. Today, everybody cannot have all the solutions.
Right.
Collaborations is definitely a key, and we are always open to collaborations. We have collaborated with some of the other industry peers, and we have delivered solutions together. So we are very, very open. And I suggest, in fact, I should say that in this industry, the collaborations are very rare. We don't see coming together to deliver a solution. Sometimes it is very, very surprising that when you have capabilities which are collaborative, which are complementing to each other, it's always better to go together and give the best solution to the customer rather than trying to find and I want to take everything kind of an approach. The industry, like today you said the topic is leadership.
Mhm.
The leadership has to evolve with the time. And as the companies grow, we have seen that the companies, even if you look at a geospatial industry today, how many companies, Indian geospatial companies, which are doing more than, say, 50 crore rupees turnover, I think the companies are to come out of the self-imposed, the barriers and to work
Barriers.
with other people and to that they can become much bigger and collaborate with people with an open mind and
Mhm.
also demand and command the right value for their services, understand where their strengths lie and
Right.
use those strengths, in fact, enhance those strengths, and wherever the strength is with somebody else, try to collaborate with them. If that happens, this industry can grow 100 times. See, today, the policy has defined that we are a 1 lakh crore industry,
Mhm.
or the services industry or the Indian industry itself. The Economic Times article said it is a 25,000 crore industry.
Okay.
If it is a 25,000 crore industry, don't we see at least some 20 companies which are doing more than 100 crore? The thing is that today there is still evolving right now. The industry is still evolving. The leadership, like you mentioned and like you said, the topic of this particular discussion, leadership is very, very crucial. Leadership has to think very clearly what is it that I am looking at and what is the problem that I am addressing. How am I going to make value, not just for myself, for the company, for my employees who are working to build this company, and to the investors, and to the whole ecosystem. If I am
Mhm.
able to think in that direction, then obviously that is where the leadership lies, and that is where the leaders will come together to build this geospatial industry into a much, much bigger one. To realize those numbers of the capability that has been defined, I think there is enough opportunity, and the leadership definitely has to think and come together to work together to address and achieve that kind of a market.
Excellently criticized, sir, because in that case, some of the cases we find that a similar work they are doing, rather than though they don't have such kind of capabilities, they are trying to just follow and just do the same kind of copy paste type work, which ultimately gives some fall results. I mean, in that case, even the innovations part, they are not thinking some new concepts. They are somehow similar concepts they are bringing in the market. So it ultimately fall down the whole concept, ultimately fall down the initiative, and only those who will survive, those who have the leadership quality in a bigger sense, who have the liberal platform we who have created. So this is definitely a mindset should be kept. I request to the all the organizations, those who are thinking in coming days in case of the geospatial, coming into the geospatial market, they should follow the leaders and their visions, their initiatives, and their ideas as well. My last question with you, so as a geospatial leader, what is your 1 or 2 line address to our coming youngsters? Because ultimately they are the next torch bearers of NeoGeo and all that. Maybe we will not be in our chair, but somehow somebody will be in your chair, or they will bring NeoGeo. So one from the NeoGeo's perspective, and another is a general comment for our upcoming youngsters who wants to build their career in geospatial domain to make our country a geospatial nation.
Number one, what I would like to say is that there is enough opportunity. So somebody who wants to set out to start something and address a particular problem in geospatial, you should stick to that particular problem. You should develop a solution, and there is enough market. And I really, would like to tell the youngsters to commit themselves to the solution rather than look for multiple things to somehow sustain. Basically, these solutions which they can develop, they stick to that. there is definitely an opportunity and they will make it big. The opportunity is there. So that is something which I would like to definitely say. The second thing is, I think, again, like the first thing that I said is about the same thing as perseverance. Perseverance is very important in succeeding in any venture. Hard work can never be replaced. Hard work is very important, and today people do not give so much value to hard work. I suggest and I think people should be willing to put, that hard work to realize their dreams. India is a land of opportunity now. There are huge opportunities. There are multiple opportunities. The second point I would like to say is that pure geospatial play is not something which will give you that kind of huge number of opportunities. You have a lot of domain areas where geospatial is giving that kind of a opportunity to develop. So you have optic fiber as a domain, or you have electricity as a domain, you have water as a domain, you have multitude of such domain areas. Geospatial contributing into the workflow of these domain areas is the important part. That is where this huge amount of business potential is there. So your geospatial solutions should address a problem in a domain area. The solution cannot be pure play geospatial, that I want to create one layer from a satellite image. Probably that is not going to be a solution. It is not going to be something which will have a lot of value. It has to be something which addresses or which solves a problem in a domain area. It could be a transmission line problem, it could be optic fiber problem, it could be a land use problem, it could be agriculture problem. So the problems are the real life problems that we need to solve using geospatial. So this is what I would like to say, and I am very happy. In fact, if you ask me, the role that I love the most is mentoring my people who are youngsters in the organization. Whatever time I get, I try to interact with people. I only feel, when somebody asks me what kind of an organization you would like to build, there is a book called Learning Organization. That's by Peter Senge. That's the kind of organization that everybody wishes to, or everybody should aim to build, where he says that you are actually building layers of, the capabilities, the people replacing the person who is above him, and the people are learning continuously. Thereby, the organization is learning continuously. It is the way that, the learning happens in the organization determines the organization. So a learning organization is something which I think, we feel we should build, and we are trying to do that. Across our organization, we build that kind of a culture that people should learn continuously. So that's what I would like to tell people.
The great person always being some great visions, and their contributions are always.
I will say great, but yes, these are some of the ideas. After working for 25 years, this is what I probably have gained as an experience. So that's what I'm sharing here.
Right, and that's really commendable, and somehow I feel matches like with your conception, because whatever I am thinking, and I have defined my platform in that way, so that it could be a platform of academia, research, training, capacity building, project, policy framing, under the one umbrella, everything. And there is learning is definitely an important part, because everything is related. Either it may be the skill development, thinking, innovation, everything is started from the learning backgrounds. And in that case, I'm saying that RSCGs will be very much happy to associate with the vision of NeoGeo, not only with the GV Sreeramam, but with the vision of NeoGeo in future to make our country a geospatial nation. And we'll be very honored.
Like you said, it's an organization. It's never one person. Okay, the person may have started. It might be a 5-stick matchstick that somebody has started, but it is the collective effort of so many people that the organization is built. And like I said in my last question answer also, Collaborations are very, very key, and we are very happy. We would be happy to collaborate with you.
Yeah. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable time and also for the very learned discussion. Today we have not only about your vision, your thinking, also your contribution for our nation to make it a little bit a geospatial nation. And definitely we heartily wish NeoGeo's success, great success, and hope we want to see more such groundbreaking initiatives NeoGeo will provide to us. And whenever this video recording will be circulated through our social media, I really believe that people will get to know not only about your vision, but also what they should also think in that case. And I also request to all of my audience, if you have any kind such comments regarding any points you have, you want to know any question, any further queries, you please write it down in our YouTube chat box, so that we will share it to our Honorable Sreeramam sir. And after that, definitely we will keep in touch with you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for today's session. And thank you for time once again. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It has been a wonderful experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All the best.
Bye.